A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whatever place you're watching us from. This is Catch 22, Nijikute, man. And today we are here with awesome friends, man. Unaitwa nani? Tuambie tu unaitwa nani. Watu wamelonko na madem kwa hii show.
Naitwa Patricia Susan. What else do I say?
Hivyo tu.
Yeah.
Hivyo tu.
Hey.
All right.
Mimi naweza niita Henry.
Baba yao.
Baba yao.
Ndio huyo msee. So welcome to another fresh episode of the Catch 22. This is episode number 5. Make sure you get to watch our videos, like, share, comment. Tell us, subscribe, tuambie everything we want to know. You want anything yenye tu nataka sisi to share. We'll be ready to share. So welcome to our today's show. Karibuni sana. Feel at home. Yeah, leo unaona hadi nimeleta coaches
Yeah,
juu unajua Henry ampenda futa. Anyway, wacha tuanze. Hii itawapita. So here's our question. We posted a question there at Instagram and on our Instagram pages, and the question is, do your group of boys or girls, that is Kamati, have a part to play in your relationships?
Wow.
I
knew that. No, we wouldn't play that couple. I'd say yes and no. Yeah, it's a yes and no question. Because why? That's because I don't literally put everything out. I'm those people that, yeah, you know, this is my man, we're dating. We went out on a date yesterday, but our confined issues, you wouldn't know about them that much. But I find my friends would literally put me on the track of everything about their relationship.
Okay.
I think I just have like a motherly effect on them. But for me, unless it's me opening up to you, but it's very hard.
Henry? So do your group of boys or girls or Kamati have a part to play in your relationships?
I think I'll agree with Patricia. It's yes and no. I think the first thing to understand is what kind of friends do you keep, and what values do they hold, you know. I think every stage in your life has, it is actually informed by the friends you keep. There are, in stages of life, there are times where you have friends who you just want to hang out with, you just chill out with. Like you really, those seasons where you're just trying everything and anything, you can keep anyone, But then again, you move to another level, then it's the level you go to tasks you to have a specific kind of a person. Someone who can speak into your life, someone who can call you out, someone who can, celebrate you. So at the end of the day, you want someone who, yes, will speak into your relationship, but then again, that person is speaking sense. He's not celebrating when you're doing the wrong thing, You want somebody who, when you're doing something wrong, anaku-call out. When you're doing the right thing, anaku-celebrate, You want somebody who is actually all-rounded, But at the end of the day, they do have influence. If your friend doesn't have influence in your relationship, in a positive way, then there's a problem.
So good. Basically, to me, I'm not that person who shares a lot. So I keep my circle very small. And when it comes to my relationships, I don't share I don't have a group of boys where I can tell them ati mazee nimepata umdem ako hivi na hivi na hivi. I will only share to someone that I feel safe, someone that I admire in their relationship or marriage. Then I'll be like, now I feel safe if I get to tell this person about the person I'm eyeing or maybe I'm dating, and then also get good advices from them. So now there are people who share different reactions, and the first person said, actually most of the people answering yes, some other people saying no, but there's one person who said yes, but partially, because some things are not to be like shared exclusively. Privacy matters. So this brings the issue of having boundaries. So yes, they don't have a role to play, or maybe you have that Kamati, what are the boundaries that you're gonna put in place such that you understand this is what I need to share to my people and this is what I don't need to share. And I think this happens mostly even to girls.
Yeah.
Girls ndio leo mkipata chali ushawekwa kwa WhatsApp group, mbogi mzima imejua huyo ameona kamtu mahali So I don't think it is wise if we don't have boundaries in those spaces.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share on the side of ladies what happens.
Before I share about that, I think it's very important to just have that balance.
Yes.
And then there's the point of vulnerability. So for women, it's very natural for us to be vulnerable
Yes.
about such kind of things, because I think we don't trust ourselves enough
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I find Ben being a perfect fit for me, but your friend can actually point out and be like, no. But then I think we are just excited people by nature. So if I see a man winked at me today, I'm like, oh my God, you guys don't want to know that cute boy was like, oh my God. And then after that, what do we call it? After that, should we call it a flat? I forgot the name.
Yeah.
You, after 2 days or 3 days, you come back to your senses, you're like, this is not the kind of man I want to spend my life with.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects you have to like sit and gauge by yourself and be like, he's not the one.
Yeah.
But for friends, it's more of like, will my friends see this person how I see him? Is he attractive? You know, they say the beauty belongs to, is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
So I can find you the most attractive person, but then when I tell my friend, she's like, and what did you see there?
Uliona nini wewe?
Yeah. So after a few days as a woman, when you sit in your personal space, you have the meetings and call yourself and you start evaluating like, okay, maybe he could get, if it's a long life partner you're looking for, you have those check boxes.
Yeah.
So for me, when it comes to my friends, that excitement day one, definitely I'll tell my friends all about it.
Yeah.
But then they'll be able to know even how I speak, if this is going far or it's not going far. And then if it's something that we are going to take a leap and choose to have a relationship with, I won't put it like all out. But I'll just always be excited like, oh, my boyfriend. But things that are inside the relationship, you wouldn't really know about them.
Yeah.
And there's something we've been learning along the way. It is said, when I invite you to my house, you'll first come into the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's where our vulnerability or our friendship is.
Yes.
And then little by little, you move into the toilet, the kitchen, to my room. So it depends as a friend where you are at. So there are those friends who literally know everything to the dot.
So
And then there are those friends.
And they immediately come to your bedroom.
Yes.
Because that's what
Yes.
Na kuna mtu anaingia kwa choo.
Anaingia tu kwa nyumba na anakaa hivyo.
Huyo hata sio jirani.
Yeah.
Jirani unamwambia ingia kitchen, sukari kwa hapo unaweza gawa. But there's someone who said so much, sometimes we can't see the things they see. So anasema choose friends wisely, though some are betrayers. So you've mentioned that they will help you point out things. They will see things that you are not seeing.
Yeah.
But do you think maybe this person is seeing something just because of hatred? Anaweza kuwa anakuambia ati mama huyu chali venye ako na do hivi atakuja kukuacha, tumeona watu wako na mado venye wanafanya madem, ama kuambie huyo mjamaa anaka kitu, usiangalie potential. Kama ana do wewe songa. Na then utakuja upate at the end of the day they are even wishing they had that person.
Yeah.
Maybe because of character, maybe because of where they are headed to. So yes, they'll see things that you're not seeing, but most of them are betrayers.
It's actually true.
Yeah, it is.
But it also depends with the kind of friends you have. There are those friends who are like now brothers and sisters. They belong to the call like, Patricia, we love you so much, but this man is not good for you.
Yeah.
Or I could be lamenting so much like, this guy doesn't do this and this for me, but my friends are like, yo, hold up.
Yeah.
this guy is so good and he does just, you know, as humans we tend to look at the inadequate side of the person.
Yeah.
But in places where they're sufficient enough, we don't look at it.
Yeah.
So we have friends who would consistently be like, ule wachana nae, because they have their malicious. But then we have friends who are just honestly honest,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, sweetie, imagine, no, hapo umeband.
Umechoma.
Umeband.
Yeah, and then you see, when you're selecting your friends,
Yeah.
there are times where you accommodate everyone and anyone in your life.
Yes.
But it gets a point in your life where you specifically choose people who you want to do life with, you know. You know the saying, that saying that goes, "You have my back."
Yes.
It's a very powerful saying, you know.
Yeah.
Because your back is a very vulnerable place.
Yeah.
You know, you're so exposed. You really don't know what's in your back.
Yes.
And for somebody to have your back is saying they know, like, it's actually your weak point, you know. So if you allow somebody to have your back, then one, you've really allowed that person to have a lot of information in your life and even in your relationship. So when you allow somebody to speak into your relationship, you want to have someone who you can trust, somebody who can see your mess,
Yes.
like can see you in your lowest point, and you know,
They call it the way it is.
not even calling it.
They don't judge.
It's not something that you'll meet with it like after I don't know how many years. You go into a situation or maybe a place,
Yes.
and then you meet with a story.
Yeah.
You want someone who'll speak into the story,
Yeah.
and they keep it that way, you know. You deal with it and your story inaishi hapo. Whatever happens remains there. I want a situation where I'll invite you to, you know, help us navigate in a certain situation, and then it ends there, you know.
Yes.
You don't want somebody who will start telling to other, you know, your friends and stuff like that, because you want to allow them meddling rights.
Yeah.
You get? You want to allow them get to places where, for example, your wife, you know, you want a situation where your girlfriend or maybe your wife can report you to them. And this is something that, when you're being reported by the Ben,
Yeah.
you know, at least me, I can bear you snoring, you know. Mimi naweza kaku accommodate msee ukikojoa when you're peeing in the toilet.
Yes.
You always pee everywhere, you know. But
Oh, so you relate. Wow.
you know, that things that they are very sensitive things. Outside we know you very differently. You're high profile, you get. And the informations, there are certain informations we meet with them outside.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a different story.
Someone else is saying, kama your Kamati doesn't like your partner, the relationship will go nowhere. Community project.
I'm not in a relationship, so I'm gonna take a seat.
Say this, Ben.
As in, unapata uko na chali lakini unamregister kama CBO.
But
Non-profit organization.
let me tell you, if we, in whichever way, this is what I believe.
Yes.
If I cannot respect my friend's girlfriend or wife,
Yeah.
if I cannot respect her,
Yeah.
then that guy should cut me immediately.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Na zile issue zote ako nazo,
Yeah.
if I cannot respect her,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it is very important to understand that if I really respect you, Ben, as my friend,
Yeah.
I should respect your wife.
Yes.
Like, no matter how mean your wife is, I cannot stand, I can't get to a place where I'm even confronting your wife. Anything that deals with your wife or your girlfriend,
It's your
I should
task.
talk to you.
But look
If I
at
have
it.
a concern,
Yes.
I should actually talk to you.
Yes.
So a place where, you know, your standards, standard ya Kamati,
Yeah.
na standard ya wife,
Yeah.
na standard yako, sorry,
Yes.
it's totally different. Unajua?
Yeah.
And then it is one thing, unajua, but then tunakuwa na perspective very different za relationship.
Yes.
And to be honest, many of us
Yeah.
have a very random perspective of relationship.
Yeah.
Thinking that you know, the happily ever after mentality. and you're looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right,
Yeah.
and you don't expect that person to have issues, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Total lie. So Kamati mostly,
Yeah.
unajua Kamati wana focus na specific events.
Yeah.
They have specific areas they are looking at
Yes.
to approve your partner in one or another.
Yes.
So if that thing is not working,
Yeah.
then they will conclude
It's not
it's
gonna
either she's the best person or not.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're just looking at one event. You know, relationship or maybe marriage is actually a story.
Yeah.
And there's always a story, there's part of that story that is not working. If a part of the story is not working, it doesn't say that the story doesn't work.
True.
You know,
True. Very
at the end of the day, we need to understand your spouse can be broken.
Yeah.
You're also broken. You get what I'm saying?
Broken pieces.
So you're too broken. So whatever you do, know that you're also broken.
You're too broken such that you cannot give piece of advice.
Exactly. So usiingie pale na mentality ya a perfect person.
But look at it like Patricia, you're saying that you're not in a relationship. But I'm sure you have that Kamati, akina Yvonne, akina au wote, yeah?
Yeah.
And this person is saying that if the Kamati doesn't like that person, then hakuna relationship. Because at the end of the day, leo umepatana na msee amekukatia, una feel kuna vibes between wewe na yeye, unampeleka to the next level, unamweka kwa Kamati. Naambia majamaa Kamati ndio hii, ndio msee ananikatia kwa hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi, munaonaje? Kuna mtu atapenda looks.
Mimi na feel aje Ben. Hata kama Kamati haija approve, na feel ikifika level fulani ya relationship
Yeah.
kuna mali ikifika, unajua saa zingine mazee wife aliniget, nilikuwa msempoa, niko orderly, niko na kila kitu, and then along the way nimechange tu.
Yeah.
I feel like it's important for my friends to support me in that season.
Yeah.
Mali tumefika kwa safari yenyewe na feel what I ordered
Yeah.
and what I've received so far, my experience of of what I ordered for, at first it looked like this is what I ordered for,
Yeah.
but along the way it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important for your friends to support you,
Yeah.
because if one thing you need to understand, how we've always sold relationships,
Yeah.
you can jump from one relationship to another.
Yes.
I don't think that's ideal.
And
Me, as I think of it, I think I could have a contradicting perspective in the sense of sometimes my friends may not see that person as someone who's fit for me because maybe they have a reflection of what they think is the best for me.
Yeah.
So they're like, apana. Or I could be singing and shouting about, oh, this is how my dreamy man looks like. Oh, so at first it could be about the looks. Then second, it could come to being into the character and the personality of the person. So you can find, as women, when you're in love, you can be very stupid. So you
Yeah.
probably overlook almost everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes your friends can be very patient with you, and because I have good friends, they'll correct me out of love.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yo, hey babes, Appa, how I see this, I don't think this man will go to an extent of doing this and this and this, or yesterday he did something like this. So
Yeah.
I feel like, so it's more of, sometimes it could be a reflection of the person. Maybe they see themselves. I could give an example maybe with you.
Yeah.
If I like you and I see you with another woman, I'll be like, she's not fit for you.
Yeah.
What's fit for you is me.
Allah.
But if there's someone who looks like me, no, that's how it happens.
Allah.
But if there's someone who looks like me or someone I feel like I am intimidated by, then I'll be like, yeah, maybe I am.
Now, that way you're speaking as a friend.
No, I'm speaking as a woman.
No, like as a friend to
Yes,
Ben.
yes.
So like your standard, like you are the standard.
Yes.
If that person is not like you,
Yes.
your values, when you say like you mean your values and stuff, right?
Yes.
So you actually the marking scheme.
Yes.
Okay.
So most of the time, you could, if you feel intimidated by the person, then you'd be like, okay, yeah, this is the person. But if you feel not intimidated. As in mtu akae tu anakuja anakaa kangeve akae, unajua, you'd be like, hey Ben, hapa hapana. But if it's a woman or a man of a higher standard than you are, you'd be like, this is the person. Why? Because maybe they have money, they have, I don't know what they have. But this other person, you're like, yo, this one will be a burden to you. It's not making sense.
Nimejua kwa nini. Unaweza kwa relationship na unapatana na modemu wamekosana bure tu.
Hata hujui shida iko wapi.
Juu hiyo si standard. Na wewe hujamuona kama standard. And this brings me to a certain story a friend of mine was sharing. And she was telling me that alikuwa na chali, na unaona venye ukishakuwa na chaliwe ni mama na umepewa hadi funguo ya kwa chali yako. So yeye decide kwenda kwa chali yake on Friday badala ya on Saturday. So yeye ndio huyo ametoka Rongai, amepita Kasarani. Kufika Kasa, si akafika kwanza kwa mlango akaona viatu akasema, "Ai,
viatu ngapi?
Hizi viatu si."
Zile evidence, viatu zile kwa evidence.
Kaangalia kwani nilinunua viatu na si.
Ala.
Ama nilipigwa surprise. Au kwa amefunga mlango.
Si mtu akosha nguo.
Miss and scene, yeah? Kupata DJ Afro kwenye action. Kidogo akaingia, akatoa funguo yake, akawekelea kwa meza, akatoka. Hakuwa anataka drama. Kamwambia I wish you all the best. Na akatoka. So mdema hataki nini? Hataki mambo. Akapigia Kamati. Kaambia nimepata Kevo manzie akinichiti.
Lazima ingekuwa tu ni Kevo.
My friend. Nakwambia kuna mdema alikuwa kwa hiyo Kamati, alienda hadi kwa hiyo chali. Alimtandika wao. Hata huwezi tuchitia mdemu wewe. Pu. Ati juu huyu mwingine alienda akapata chali yake akicheat na kwa anataka drama. Yakajiondoa. Lakini Kamati pale kasema hakuna. Lazima jamaa kule beatings. Jamaa alikula beatings. Lakini mdemu pia alirudi na black eye. But unakaa unajiuliza, Kamati inafika hiyo extend mpaka wanataka kufanya vitu zikue vigorous in a way that juu mtu anaweza kuambia alienda vita lakini aende vita pia yake ingine kwa zile za kuna venye mtakosana na iende tu hivyo. But in that level even the Kamati is toxic. You find yourself in a space where your Kamati is toxic. Yes, inaweza kuwa si about vita, but inaweza kuwa toxic in different ways. Yeah, inaweza kuwa toxic in a way that, have you ever found people where they call themselves your friend, but unapata tu huyo mdemu wako na hiyo Kamati yao kwa group wanakudiscuss wewe. Na yeye yako hapo and she's even tolerating them discussing you. Toxicity. Yani unapata your Kamati is even influencing the kind of a person you're starting to become. Yeah, wewe unasahau ulikuwa kwa relationship, it's about you na chali yako na everything, then inaanza tu kubuild up pole inaanza kubuild up. And I think it's also a point of where if wataanza kukudiscuss kwa hiyo group, inamaanisha then hawatakupea respect. Shepatana na wale watu unaenda unapatana nao nakwambia say hi to my friend na kusalimia akupiga ile smile hiki ndio kila kimunyama kinakutesanga. Yaani akupiga tu smile ya hatred na kukuchukia. And tukiangalia the last person, this one person was saying kuna moja anasema to help him plan surprise parties. Okay, kama una idea mzuri, kama Pinterest wako unatumia Kamati.
So Kamati na kuhelp plan.
Yeah.
Okay, hapo inaweza saidia.
Mwingine anasema I think the same things a lot, maybe kuchambuana, advice here and there, but I'm the final say. He's not a community husband. He's my man. Mwingine anasema she makes sure that I ain't tripping and ensure that whatever kind of relationship it is right with God.
I mean, talking about God, you see, the Bible says, confess your sins to one another.
Yes.
You know, when you confess, one of the things that happens is you are helped to recover. You are helped to recover from the sin. You are helped to repent. but then again you also helped to be held accountable.
Yes.
Kuna manoma fulani si wanazo, zinakuwaga ziwa recurring, they are recurring challenges.
Yes.
It's a struggle, you know, a recurring problem becomes a struggle. And the beauty about it, when you have a group of people who you can talk to, they can hold you accountable to this point. You see, I have a group of people. They know my taste. Like they know my taste when it comes to women, you know. So anytime I know I'm at a vulnerable place, I will just tell them, hapa ni kunoma, saidia mbogi.
Ile ni mbogi wakiwa wamekaa pale tao. Kitu ipite, kitu fine inapitwa kwa Henry.
Watafuta kitambaa na kufunika. Ni wase wapo, hata movie kikamu na inakaa ni si poa na Henry, wanachukua kitambaa hapo.
Ati ni kwa church mnapeleka sadaka, Henry amesunda kitu ako zile za Henry. Wacha nipeane wa kwanza. Usije.
But anyway,
usije ukasini kwa church.
The good thing of having that clique is they hold you accountable.
Yes.
They will tell you, Henry, last time wife alikuwa ameraise story. So umefika wapi na hii story? Nakumbuka tukibonga, you guys agreed that you're working on this. Where are you? You know, they help you make you a better person, you know. They help you deal with issues that maybe is actually overwhelming you. So when they make you that person, then they're actually good people. But if they take advantage, then there's a very big problem. Ideally, I say that everyone must have a circle of people that you can go to. You know, at times, by the way, at a relationship, Buddha iko sa mtu anarushaga mkono. Na unasema hapa mimi nimeondokea, amdana kwendeni. Na umetoka, unaona? So at least you need somewhere you can be vulnerable. Unajua ile kulia, ile makamasi, ile inanga control. Mali unaweza enda ulie. Unajua mali tu, it's a safe space na you guys can hear you out, can listen to you, but can also help you become sober, you know. Help you just look at the situation and you know, come back to your senses and deal with the issue, you know. So it is important to have that circle. Is Mbogi for me an ideal thing? Is it important? Is it something that you must have? I believe in every way you must. But then again, you also need the right people to be in that place.
Mine would be, life has no balance, so you need to find balance for yourselves. And what happens is you need to be intentional with what you want. So you make your relationship what you want. If you want it to be toxic, it will be surrounded with a lot of toxicity. But if it's a space where you want you and your partner to grow, then you'll have friends who would literally pour into your cup in order for you to go back and pour. So the other thing would be, I just think, find balance, and if your friends are toxic, it shows a reflection of who you are. Because there's something we were learning and we were being told, it's in the Bible. The reason as to why Judas betrayed Jesus was because that's where he was standing from the word go. Hapo ndio roho yake ilikuwa. Anakufuata lakini roho yake ilikuwa mahali pengine. So that could be the same thing with your friends. We don't mean that literally life has perfect people, but our Judas wako na ni wengi, they're all around. But what you want is life is what you create. That bubble of your relationship, your marriage is what you create. And in your marriage, for it to work and be successful, it's because you have made the decision to. And let's say, for example, I think as you grow in life, you just want to be vulnerable with other people. Because the more you grow, the more you realize, I do not know what this means. I do not have the capacity to know what I'm required to do in this. So you'd be like, oh, okay, I have my... And as you grow, you find, as you keep going higher and higher, you keep having lesser friends. So with your lesser friends, that's the circle that you want to be with, and you're like, you know what, guys? Yesterday, I think I was not able to give my man some nyash. So, and it was because of this and this. So you'll find someone else will be like, babe, it's because probably you had not set your mind, because maybe he had, you know, it's a place of just knowing. And I think the minute you just, because me, I have friends, we will lament, we can sit and cry, and then there's that one person who brings the balance down, and she'll be like, sasa wewe ndo ulifanya makosa hapa. But then this one is the one who did the mistake, and this is how you can they give you solutions of how you can handle the situation, but they will not handle the situation for you.
Umesema there's one person that will bring balance.
Yeah.
But then there's also that person mwenye atakuwa
Anaharibu
machozi. Umeshangusha 2 liters. Chini anakuambia mama you deserve better.
You deserve better. Kamoto kanenda kupoa. Yale ipuliza tu yende kupoa.
Anakuambia venye Kevo hata tulikuwa tumemuona kitambo.
Wewe nishamuona huyo.
Yeah, I think as we even get to conclude, it's good when we get to do life as Kamati and seek God and just advancing together in the kingdom, because this is so much important. Because yes, today we're in a relationship, the next day we'll be married and we'll be visiting each other as family, friends, with our families and whatnot. And when we get to grow together, there are things that we will achieve together, even in the kingdom and for the kingdom, such that there won't be space for mediocrity, there won't be space for toxicity, the same way you've mentioned, and it will make us even mature more. Yeah, because in such spaces we can pray together. There are situations that are beyond advices. There are situations that just need prayer. Yeah, maybe these people are in a space where they're in a season that they are not understanding the seasons they are in. But with your Kamati, that you have a backup, can just fast and pray for you, then we'll be advancing together and moving together. So I think it's right when we get to do our Kamatis, and let it not just be about travel, let it not be about investment, but also sitting right and positioning ourselves in terms of seeking God and doing what is right before God's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, just to briefly add on what you've said, I think it's also important just to keep friends, or maybe Kamati in this context, that have the same values as you have, you know. People who are in the same season that you are in. For example, I have friends, I'm married, but you also have friends that are not married. So you don't really want to be hanging out with the friends who are not married every time. You want to hang out with friends who are married, so that, for example, you can, you know, there are common things that you can be doing together. You know, one who's not married will definitely take me to things that we can actually do, just the two of us. But if I have a friend who's married, then we can do something together as a family. Can come with my family, he can come with his family, and there's a place where hata kama ni place ya maboys kuongea, I can sit down with my boy and the wives can also sit together, the kids are playing together, things like that. So you want a space where these things in common you can do together, and also values, you know. You want people, for example, kawe si mse wa sherehe. I have friends, mi si mse wa sherehe, but I have friends ni watu wa kupiga sherehe. Once in a while I hang out with them, but not all the time, because it will definitely pull me away from, you know, my family, you know. Once upon a time I used to come home late, but I no longer do that, you know. So you don't want to hang out with the people who are coming home late and they are comfortable, they have the grace of doing that, and I don't have. So you really want to have that space. Does it mean I don't do sherehe? No. Miondoko lazima.
Miondoko master. Unasema sherehe.
There is a way. Unajua kuna sherehe ingine tulikuwa tunapiga bado tukiwa maboys, eh? Yes. I'm still a boy.
Umenikumbusha, umesema hivyo nikakumbuka. Ukisema used to come home late, nikakumbuka when Jesus was calling the 12. Kuna watu Jesus tu aliwaita na wakamfollow. Na kuna msee mmoja alisema wacha akaambia familia yake kwa heri. So una imagine jamaa alikuwa ametumwa unga sokoni, akapatana na Jesus akamwambia amfollow. Una expect wife yake angemwambia nini akirudi? after Jesus
Sasa
story yake
wewe
imeisha.
sijui nini. Oh my
Eh?
god.
Rudi tu kwa Jesus.
Wewe rudi kwenye umetoka.
Tulikuwa tukule unga, tukule ugali after 3
Mwaka
years.
mzima. But anyway, we
been
need
real.
to bring this to an end. And thank you so much for sharing your insights on this topic. And it's been awesome. It's been real having you guys here. Jo
thank
Patricia,
you.
this is your first time. Yeah, we would like you to come back again and again. Kwanza Mwasa akikuwa hapa. Next episode sijui tufanye na Mwasa.
No problem.
Yeah, unajua
I'm game.
Mwasa nazirushanga na kizungu ingine ilipanda ndege to different destination. Anyway, all right guys, that was Catch 22. Nijikute, mimi nijikute pale nikiwa na mbogi yangu yenye haifanyi anything. So make sure you get to watch our videos, subscribe, like, share, comment. If you'd like us to redo this again and again with different people, kuna ile team yetu ya US pia walisema tutaanza kufanya na Zoom.
Eish.
So make sure you get to subscribe, hit that button, kindly share. It's been real, and this time we call it peace.
See ya.